Pale, my son. Look, some good news. Hold on. Pale? Yes, that's right. Boy, SAT has something called, hold on, Pale. Look, talk, SAT is having a special for this independence season, and you need to get connected to enjoy the benefits. It's called Pale. Once you set up and connected with SAT, you can talk to your mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, stepmother, stepbrother, stepsister, the whole step. Pale is so sweet with your connection to SAT telecoms, and especially when you get your internet connection, no hidden fees, no hidden charges. You get free SAT to SAT telephone connection. You also get free installation, and you get no charges on your talk time. And you get your telephone for free. Oh, baka pay boy, you know ye. Pale, baka do. So you have at home your TV, SAT TV. You have your internet, SAT internet. And now, phone. Look at pale. All your talk is sweet. Hello. Take advantage of one of SAT's 5 internet packages in our Pale specials. You can get the Breezy, the Warm-Up, the Maverick, the Jetstream, and the Warp Drive. Don't forget the Pale. These packages starting at $28.75. Pale. Yeah, don't forget from SAT. This independence season, don't forget it's happening at SAT. Pale. Festival, c'est manger. Tout le monde, manger. Mais SAT, c'est Pale. Yep, Pale. Yes.
Good evening, I am Nisha Charles.
And I am Desmond Joseph.
And we are your presenters for today. Thank you for joining us for SAT TV News. Among the major developments, Dominicans give mixed reactions on the death penalty.
Former Grenada minister files lawsuit against ruling.
Egypt Prime Minister Gisham decrees Gaza disaster.
And in sports, DASPA secures maximum points in the AFL Division 1 league.
Details of these and other stories after the break. Thank you for staying with us. Now for the details of the news. The Million Hour Tree Planting Project is a new approach towards environmental preservation in Dominica. Over the next several months, it's expected that every Dominican will invest at least 2 hours into their communities and immediate surroundings to enhance the environment through the creation of green spaces. In addition, there will be planting of trees and shrubs to prevent soil erosion and beautify the landscape around the island. Continuing the 1 Million Hour Tree Planting Project, the Grand Bay community continues to contribute hours to the project. On Saturday, November 10th, the Grand Bay Boulevard was cleared of debris, plastic bags, and grass was cutted so that trees could be planted under the project. Mr. Amor Toma gives us some more information about the activities that day.
Well, the very first palm this morning was planted by Father Reginald Lafley, who came in to bless that palm. So I believe those palms are now on solid grounds.
Thank you very much, and this is Mr. Amor Thomas from the Grand Bay. From Grand Bay, we are on the Grand Bay Boulevard, where we are contributing our hours to the environment under the 1 Million Hour Tree Planting Project.
In keeping with the climate change conditions and cleanliness of the environment, the project continues to enforce on sanitation, health, biodiversity, among others. This coming weekend, there will be an environmental education workshop in the Calabishi area where 40 people will be educated on the environment and the change in climate as well as propagation of plants. At the end of the exercise, a nursery will have been set up with the community of Calabishi fully prepared to continue to run that nursery. Thanks to the Jeff Small Grants for this project. Preparations are all going as planned as Dominica gets ready to host the regional stage of the DBS reading competition. One of the organizers, Mr. Felix Henderson, says he's 100% behind the 2012 Dominica Broadcasting Corporation DBS Radio and the Ministry of Education's National Reading Competition winner, Miss Aidan Bruni.
I'm quite confident because I've seen her for the past weeks. You know, we've been practicing every day, virtually every day she's been coming down, and we've been practicing, and I can see the progress, I can see improvement every day, you know, and don't forget she won our competition. She is the DBS Ministry of Education winner for 2012, and I'm very, very confident. I think reading the news today will help her, of course, and I'm just looking for good things. On Wednesday, I expect good things from her.
Mr. Henderson pointed out that he and Ms. Bruni have been very active in preparing for the event, focusing a lot on the endings of the words she spells, the tone, her pace, and reading.
So I'm very, very confident. Dominica won last year. Dominica came out second 2 years before that, and I think we're going to do well again this year.
Ms. Aidan Bruni, who attends the Wesley Primary School in preparation for the regional competition, got the rare opportunity to read the DBS 115 news package on Thursday, November 15th. She said that though she was a bit nervous before and during reading the news, she did not let her fear control her.
Every day I come to Roseau and I come to the DBS radio station and I practice every day. And plus when I am at home and I get a chance to read, my coach lets me read some news.
When she found out she won the local competition, she was very excited and happy, and she was the only student from Wesley participating. Ms. Bruni said her constant reading of various books was a contributing factor in her being the winner. She also sent out a message to students on the importance of reading.
Well, now we have technology, and everything you do, you must know how to read. So you must learn how to read, and if you learn how to read, you will get a good education and you will achieve in life.
The reading competition winner says she would like to be a doctor and a professor so that she could help people and teach others the profession. She is practicing reading each and every day since she wants to be her best to win the reading competition for Dominica. Here is a clip of Ms. Bruni reading the DBS news package.
A 21-year-old man of Gotta Village has been charged with the murder of 75-year-old Marvlin Robinson of Girodale. Bernie Samuel appeared before a Roseau magistrate this morning where the charge was read to him. He is the second person remanded in custody in connection with the stabbing death on November 3rd at Girodale. He is represented by Wade Node, and preliminary inquiry into the matter is set for April 9, 2013. 22-year-old Clarence Lewis of Newtown was charged earlier and remanded in custody. Another man, Titus Williams of Roseau, was charged and remanded at Stock Farm Prison in connection with the incident, but the charges were dropped last week. The stabbing death of Marvlin Robinson has come in for national condemnation.
And in more news, in June 2012, Ms. Natasha Gervais was inducted officially as the CARICOM Youth Ambassador. Ms. Gervais says this is a very important position that entails many responsibilities. She also received a certificate in Suriname along with other documents of induction.
From there, we were sent a few initiatives from the Youth Ambassador program that we have to do, one of which was the Orange Day activity. What happened for that one is that every month on the 25th, we celebrated Orange Day, which was basically to commemorate and to observe and to raise awareness for the young people, the women, the children, the girls especially, who are going through violence and abuse. So that's where that whole idea came from. Basically, it was something from the Unite Global campaign. They're the ones spearheading it on an international level, and the CARICOM Youth Ambassadors took it up, so I ran with it here in Dominica.
She says the main objective of the events and activities held are to create awareness and to find ways to curb the problems. The CARICOM Youth Ambassador added that one of the new objectives is to find out what the role of the young people are in terms of managing and stopping common issues such as violence against women and girls. Ms. Gervais believes events such as these are beneficial for the youth.
Well, basically, for one, any young person who is affected by this pandemic, they know that there's a support system. They know that there's a team who is there for them. So that's one of the benefits that they have. They know that at least there's a young person out there who feels my pain, who understands, who empathizes with me. And also, they can be part of something where they feel like, hey, I'm contributing to society, I have a part to play. There's an organization already in place who's calling on me for my help, so I can be part of all of it and get something done for my country.
She informed SAT TV that Orange Day, which is supposed to be held on the 25th of this month, but because it would have fallen on a Sunday, has been moved to the Saturday, 24th.
But because it's a Sunday this year, we're going to be doing something on the 24th, which is the Saturday. At 9 a.m. we have a symposium at the Youth Center on High Street, where we're going to get some young people just coming in to hear about what is happening in terms of violence against women and girls. We're going to have some key speakers, some of the more mature people who have been through the ropes, who have experience, who know people who are victims of abuse, and they're going to come in to speak with us. And then together as young people, we also want to make a declaration or a statement that we want to present to the public, to the government, to whoever the stakeholders are, letting them know that we are taking a stand against violence against women and girls.
Ms. Gervais says the group is open to the public. If anyone feels that they want to be part of these awareness activities and make a difference, they should not hesitate.
Anybody who's interested, you can feel free to contact any one of the youth ambassadors, Mr. Maroney or myself. Also the Dominican National Council of Women. They are very much on board. They're highly part of it. We have Carriman, who is headed by Mr. Holmes. They're also part of it with us, and the National Youth Council. So from any one of these avenues, you just speak to any of the leaders or anybody who's involved through them, and we will get you on board.
With a recent death penalty debate being staged by attorney Tiani Bihanzin, patrons' reactions were mixed on whether they are for it or against it. Mrs. Delia Coffee Wicks pointed out that she's in full support of the death penalty. She said she supports it because it is not only the sentence for all types of crimes, and the punishment must fit the crime.
And after a lot of deliberations, after the case has gone through all kinds of deliberations, if a jury of your peers convict you and it is agreed on that the death penalty should be imposed on you, all of the appropriate things will be gone through, and if you finally get there and they say you have to die, I do not have a problem with the perpetrator dying, because all of the people who have a problem with the perpetrator dying, I want them to just for a moment stop thinking of the perpetrator and think of the victim. Was there justice for the victim? Think of how many times that victim may have begged for their life.
Mrs. Wicks said we must ask questions such as, did the perpetrator show any form of mercy? Did the perpetrator value the life of the victim? And did the perpetrator bother to listen to the victim beg for life? She said there is nothing that can ever justify the senseless taking of someone's life.
We are concerned about implementing the death penalty in a humane way so that the perpetrator does not suffer. I don't have qualms with that. If the person suffers when they're dying, so be it. So you're hung from a very great height and your head separates from your body. The end justifies the means. You had to die, you died one way or the other. I am not making any apologies.
Mr. Dillian Lawrence had a different view on the subject, and he said he does not support the death penalty, although in some cases it may be viewed as necessary.
Any legal system has its flaws, and not every time that someone is convicted of a crime necessarily means that they are in truth and in fact guilty, because people can be blamed for something that they have no knowledge about. I have seen it happen before, and it can and always will happen again. Like they say, history repeats itself. People get convicted for crimes every day that they are not aware of, that they never took part in.
Another citizen says he supports the death penalty as he has been waiting 4 years now to get justice.
4 years today is 4 years I'm waiting for justice. Innocently killed my son. You see it? 4 years today. And up to now, nothing. Now, when a man tells me, like what happened on the 3rd of November, that's okay? So you'll shake his hand. Thank you very much. You killed my grandmother. Boy, check your sin. Huh? Until it doesn't reach home, that's how we will talk. And you see, I'm convinced. You see, Amnesty is a group of ex-criminals. I'm convinced. I haven't done a research on them, but they are ex-convicts to me who get away and now they're fighting for other people. Now, Exodus and Leviticus talks about hanging. If you kill, you too must be killed, because the blood is still crying to God. The innocent person blood is still crying.
He went on to explain an example where justice was not served.
When this young man many years ago killed this young girl in Bells, after he did what he did to this young girl, he chopped her up in pieces. You don't know that? And after he chopped her up in pieces, he burnt their house. Today he's eating and drinking. Left the family to mourn for their daughter, plus lost everything in their house. When you take this man who took this knife, put it into his mouth, drove all the way down the road, knew jolly well what he was going to do. All you forgetting, all you mustn't forget history. You all must not forget. My son died innocently. Go and see what was wrong with his friend, and allegedly may have killed him. I support the death penalty because the Bible talks about it. And don't tell me it is the Old Testament. It is part of the Bible. Because the blood of the innocent one is still crying out. And I will go to my grave supporting the death penalty.
Other persons also expressed their opinion that they do support the death penalty because once you kill, you do not deserve to walk amongst other human beings. So while some are for the death penalty, others are not for various reasons.
The President is continuing his drive to donate from the President's Charity Foundation, Inc. On Friday, November 16th, they stopped at the Maho Senior Citizens Home to give from their charity's collections. Over a year ago, the Senior Citizens Home has embarked on a rehabilitation effort to upgrade the services provided to the persons who stay there. Head of the Board of Citizens Home, Ms. Natalie Sampson, says there are insufficient beds and mattresses at present to accommodate more people at a time.
This structure here was constructed at a cost of approximately $600,000. BNTF funded an amount of, with the assistance of the government, about $560,000, and the committee had to look for an additional $40,000 or so to construct that work. And this edifice that you see before you, that's what we have here today.
At the home, they are happy to receive from the President's charity. The home intends to provide daycare services for the elderly because of the number of requests that have been made. Mr. Antoine Raffle, chairman of the President's Charity Foundation, Inc., said the charity will be giving away over $35,000 this year, and the Maho Senior Citizens Home will be receiving some of that.
We gave away to 4 institutions already, and the Maho Senior Citizens Home have been getting from our second year of operation donation every year. May I ask Mrs. William to please make the presentation on behalf of the association or the foundation.
The President, His Excellency Eliud Williams, is glad that the home continues to provide shelter for the elders of the community and that they have plans to extend the care to the daytime.
It will be a pleasure to continue the work started by Dr. Liverpool. There's always a lot of work to be done. There are always those who would need some support and some assistance so that their daily condition can be improved. And it will be my pleasure to be able to continue and to see how we can together provide further support for those in our community who have the greater need.
The President also had a gift for the residents of the home.
It looks heavy, so I hope it's something that the male residents can certainly share and enjoy.
Thank you very much.
And in more news, a total of 12 secondary schools are now better equipped for the sport of football as they received the donation of equipment from the Dominica Football Association. The donation, which took place on Thursday, November 15th, was organized as part of the Win with CONCACAF in the CONCACAF football program which started in 2011. Head coach of the men's national team, Mr. Kurt Hector, says He is pleased that they can finally deliver on their promise to the secondary schools to donate the football equipment to continue the growth of the sport.
Finally, the day has arrived. The equipments are here. I must say, since January when we started the program with the interest from the various schools, the girls have shown very high interest in women football. And on behalf of the DFA, I want to really congratulate them for taking the initiative to the secondary school also, and looking forward to continue it and develop women's football in Dominica on a whole. I must say one of the things that we really need in order that we get the program going was the equipment. I mean, most of the school representatives or the teachers or the sports teachers at the various schools normally meet me and ask, when will be the equipment be on island? When are we getting equipment? What I can finally say today, it is finally there, and it will be handed over to the various schools so that the programs can continue.
President of the Dominica Football Association, Mr. Glenn Etienne, pointed out that this donation is a clear manifestation of their commitment to the development of women's football on the island. Mr. Etienne says over the last 10 months they have noticed an increase in the participation of women's football, especially at the secondary school level. He thanked all those involved in the development of women's football, such as FIFA, CONCACAF, the sports division, the coaches, the principals, and the DFA support personnel. He mentioned some of the activities they have witnessed in recent months.
2 successful coaching courses for secondary school teachers, a successful school women's league, an exciting women's soccer competition at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium in September, a successful staging of the Dom Lake Women's Football Competition. Today, the equipment that you will receive is designed to enhance the quality of the football program at your school. The equipment no doubt should serve a purpose, motivation, and inspiration for you to do more. It should serve as a catalyst in your quest to become a more competent coach. It should serve as a drive force for you to attract more women to join your program.
The DFA president says with this new equipment, there should be no reason why training sessions should not be held. Mr. Etienne stated that the DFA has spared no cost in ensuring they are well equipped, and the students should make sure they take care of the equipment. He also advised them to use it wisely during their training and to improve their standard of play. Some of the equipment includes shin guards, socks, cleats, shorts, and jerseys. And in court today, charges of theft against Kenson St. Rose have been dropped. Sometime between the 1st and 8th of August, St. Rose was accused of stealing 60 pounds of fish from the Newtown Fisheries Complex, coming to the sum of $60. Representative of the Fisheries Complex, Ms. Johnson, told the court that she would like to drop the charges due to lack of evidence. She said that an individual made a complaint stating that she saw St. Rose stealing the fish, however, days later she took back her statement. Ms. Johnson says that the Cooperative Division is acting as the board and they have dealt with the matter. And in more court news, the longest burglary charge in the history of court took place today. Edison Luke, Georges John Lewis, and Fabian Christmas from Portsmouth stole the largest number of items from a wedding house also located in Portsmouth belonging to Mark Bergeron on the 12th of November. Magistrate Ozzy Lewis says this is the longest list ever to be read in the court, which took the clerk of the court 15 minutes to read. Some of the items stolen were electronics, computers, line modem, Dell laptop, silver hard disk, Apple iPod, speakers, cameras, SDA cards, modulators, camera tripod, mobile phones, and SIM cards, amongst many others, coming up to the sum of $70,143.74. Since Edison Luke and Fabian Christmas did not have anyone to stand bail for them, they are remanded until a proper surety is provided. However, Georges John Lewis' father, Philsbert John Lewis, presented himself as surety for his son. Bail is open of the sum of $70,000. The defendant's father has land estimated of $400,000. That includes a concrete house which he currently lives in, estimated at $300,000, and a wooden house that is currently being rented, estimated at $100,000. The case will take place on the 7th of March, and John Lewis is to report at the Portsmouth Police Station on Mondays and Fridays between the hours of 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. This has been a local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights.
It's only when we unite as one, then a lot more thing can be done. Stop this useless fight down, killing out your own brother man. Time we rise and all realize we have an enemy in disguise, standing right in the mix of you. Got to know who is who. This is Derek Rapiters and you're watching SAT TV. That's what I have, SAT TV. SAT TV, that's the way to go. Rah! To the world. Ooh diddy, ooh diddy, ooh diddy.
Give us your view on what you think about the death penalty. Are you for it, against it, and why?
I am for the death penalty. Why? Because I think crime in the Caribbean specifically has escalated because people don't think there's repercussion for their actions. If the death penalty has been brought back, then people will think twice before they let their anger get away with them. And also, they're just sitting in jail, getting fat, demanding what they should eat and shouldn't eat. And you find, the victims are the ones who, it's a lifelong suffering. If there's no repercussion, there'll always be crime. So yes, I believe the death penalty should be brought back and enforced.
I'm for it because it seems like they're not paying attention to anything that is happening, because it's like they know, well, they just go in prison for a couple of years and then they're coming back. But maybe if they do it at least 1, 2, 3, maybe the others will ask themselves a question, because nobody wants to die.
I believe in the death penalty, especially that lady, that guy just stabbed to death. And it was somebody that was feeding him, looking after him. And to take somebody's life like this, you didn't give that lady's life. She has children, she has grandchildren. And if she has a husband, you've left that person, these people, with what? For what? What did you gain? What did he get out of it? And for me, somebody like that should be hanged to teach other people that you cannot just go to people's house. This woman, they work hard for what they have. I understand they stabbed her 30-something times. Come on, man. If it's drug that's making them do this, these people are useless to community. If it's the drug that's causing these young people to do things like that, they're useless to community. You know what I mean? And something should be done with these people. If he feels he got away with killing that lady, he'll want to do it again.
I think they should try it, I believe it will make a change in the way that people just go on killing people and they don't care, it's like because they think, well, it's nothing. If I just go prison, I will eat, I will drink, and I will come out. But if you put the death penalty, maybe people can think deeper when they're about to kill somebody or when they decide to kill somebody.
You have to ask yourself, how will it affect the Dominican society psychologically, okay? Because it's a serious matter. And also you have to ask, is the society ready for that type of punishment? You know what I mean? Because we're just a society that's coming out from slavery. You understand me? And there are a lot of these things being done in slavery, so we have to put all these things into consideration. Okay? But I think we should before we just pass a judgment, it is very necessary for us to study the things first, and where is the root of where the execution coming from? Is it from the Bible? Is it just due to Dominicans' emotions?
I bet my bottom dollars for it.
I for it because too much killing in the country.
SAT TV. Drink your drink. SAT TV. SAT Telecom. SAT TV. Crossfire the bomb. SAT TV. Dominica the norm. TV. Yeah man, SAT TV Crossfire.
The people's choice.
That's
for real.
Right.